Morning everybody. We're just out in the corrals right now. 3 little steer calves got out of the corral. 2 of them are right here. Naughty little buggers. They walk in all the feed bunks and make them dirty once they get out. So Dad's in the truck, he's driving to the end. He's gonna pick up one that's all the way back there. Put them back in their corral. Come on. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. So they're back in their corral, and I guess those little buggers literally squeezed underneath this bottom post here. It's a pretty tight fit. We feed these steers every 2 days, so it's maybe a little bit hard to guess how much feed you should actually put in front of them. We're usually really good, but sometimes you make a mistake and they're out of feed in the morning, and then they try and find some food somewhere else. So that's probably how they got out, but they're back in there. That bin right there has starch pellets in it. There's no more in the silage pit, so we've just been augering it out with that yellow auger. We're gonna grab a truck here and dump some in the silage pit there. Got to move this tractor out of the way, the MX 285. Parked it in here yesterday. I probably would have parked it on this side of the shed knowing I had to back that thing out, but choke on. It's gonna be pretty dusty. We got ourselves a nice full load of starch pellets on the truck now. We're just gonna go and dump it in the silage pit. Next thing I'm going to be doing this morning, I'm going to grab our portable air compressor, put it on the back of our work truck here, our farm truck, and we're going to go rip out to that liquid manure tanker, pump that flat tire up you guys saw in yesterday's video. That tire was just completely flat, so we're going to pump it up. Hopefully it holds air. This way we're going to find out. We're not going to be pumping liquid for another week at least, so this way, you know, we'll pump it up now, see if it stays round, and then we'll know for sure if we need to get a new tire or not before we have to start pumping liquid, because it can take a little bit of time to get one of those tires out here. So let's go grab that air compressor. So that's our portable air compressor. Just runs on a gas engine. It's a pretty solid unit. And that's the tire we're going to be pumping up. And since I got the air compressor here anyway, I'll check all the other tire pressures as well. There we go. So that's a really nice tip there to fill up the tires. You can just clip onto it and walk away. All right, so it's quiet now. We got all the tires pumped up. This one needs to be pumped up. 2 other tires on the other side need another couple PSI, but they're all good now. I just wanted to listen to see if we can hear any air actually hissing out of this tire. Sounds good to me. I don't hear any air hissing out, so probably it's gonna stay around. Maybe we just need to pump this thing up every couple days while we're hauling. That's best case scenario, I think. We'll keep an eye on it, but we'll probably come back tomorrow, the day after, make sure it's still around, and then at least we know we don't need to go and grab a new tire. So that's good. All the tires on this thing are good. We can pack this stuff up and go back home. Hey, do you want to take Corral 2 out now? And then after lunch, I'll take a load out maybe. This is Corral 2. We're gonna take them all out and I'm gonna take a load of manure out of this corral this afternoon. You see how sloppy it is in here. Hey! Come on. So these are our breeding age heifers, and we like to lock the self-lockers there in the front of the corral so that we can breed them. But they're not really tame, so when you go to AI them, they're kind of moving back and forth, kicking a little bit maybe, just because they're not used to you being there. So if there's a lot of muck there, they kind of kick it everywhere and it's kind of really annoying. Yep. Hey, hey. So we hooked the solid manure spreader back up to the MX285. I know I unhooked it yesterday, but we got it hooked up again. I think I said it was pretty easy. The reason why we're not gonna just scoop this out with the wheel loader and drive it back to the pile, you can't really pile this stuff up. It's pretty much liquid manure at this point. This stuff is a little bit more solid, but it's still gonna just like kind of dissipate into a pile. You can't stack it up nicely. So we would have had to do that when it's cold. But still, even the stuff that we hauled out over the course of the winter time, you know, we took the crap off of this concrete here a couple times right behind the feed bunks. That was all icy too when it was cold out. And now that whole pile just starts to seep down as it starts to thaw out. It's kind of a bit of a downfall, but it is what it is. So you know what, we figured we got the manure wagon ready to go anyway. Just hook up to it, haul this straight out to the field. It's gonna be tough to find a spot in the field that is dry enough and hard enough that we're not going to completely rut up, but I'm sure we can find a decent enough spot. It's only going to be one load anyway, so it's not going to be that bad, even if we do make a couple ruts maybe. Still shouldn't, but oh well. So I saw my dad this morning at like 7 or 8 in the morning, and he was wearing some tan coveralls, and later on that morning, I guess he went and bred a heifer here, and then he was wearing blue overalls. And I said, man, what did you change? He said he was trying to breed a cow here, and one cow just went crazy. It wasn't even the cow that he was trying to breed, but she just covered him in crap. So he said right away, we're going to clean this corral out. That's #1 priority. So that's what we're doing this afternoon. I'm going to grab the wheel loader. We're going to be using the case wheel loader for this. The case has a bigger bucket. We're going to be able to pick up more of this slush at once versus the new hauling. So we got it kind of started, pushed away. I would usually back the wagon into the corral right here, and that's how I usually clean the corrals completely empty. But since we're just taking one load out, I'm just gonna drive it ahead, do it right there. It's gonna make it easier for me to maneuver around this small corral with the wheel loader. Let's move that thing ahead. I'm also making sure that the rubber liner on the main back gate to this manure spreader here is properly down. I'm gonna run the chain up against it to make sure that no liquid manure squeezes out, because we are gonna have to drive over the road to find a nice dry sandy field. So I'll move that chain a little bit ahead, kind of lock in that rubber liner there, and then we'll start loading it up. Okay, so you can see that one metal bar is now pressed right up against that rubber liner at the bottom of the door. That's gonna keep it from leaking anything while we go down the road. Alright, so we got the first load in the wagon. It's actually only about 3/4 full right now, but I figured we were going to get quite a bit more out of the corral, so might as well just make 2 smaller loads. Less chance that we'll actually spill something on the road, and then, you know, the first couple loads of the year you can make them a bit smaller. You don't want to push it right to the max right away. But we're going to go and haul this out to the field, find some dry ground. Alright guys, we made it out to the field. Didn't spill anything on the road barely, so that's awesome. Slush is always pretty hard to keep in the wagon. I think my best bet is just going to be straight parallel to the road here. That's going to be the driest, most solid ground. So let's unload this thing. So we got all of the muck cleaned out of this corral now. It's already starting to dry up on the concrete there. Probably tomorrow afternoon it'll be completely dry. Somehow I already managed to get a bunch of crap on the windows here. Just 2 loads, but it's gonna happen if you're playing around in the muck. So putting the heifers back in their corral. We just parked them in the chute system there just for a couple hours. Some good looking heifers. Anyway guys, that is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Check out the Instagram and the TikTok @AskDutchKid, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.